You booked 4 vehicles. It
Well, I'm
was
trying to book
5.
them.
Oh, you're trying to book them.
Yes, because it was on SD and they wanted additional insured and everything else. No, I may get it. There's a different load on here, so I'm going to try to get this one. Um, but in the process of doing all this, they've added other vehicles to them as well. So,
That sounds awesome. Yeah,
yeah,
I love that.
fantastic.
All right, I'll do the splash. Here we go.
Okay.
And we're back.
Okay.
We're live. It's Thursday, which means everybody's excited. So, this is Industry Logistics. It's on ATI Auto Business. And, well, it was once the car shipping business channel. I don't even know what it is anymore, which is actually I'm fine with. And I came up with this crazy idea, based on, I have conversations, I read the tea leaves and all that. And I thought, what if carriers didn't have to pay to find loads?
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Right? Would that'd be interesting? Sure would shake things up. Now I don't know if that's possible, but with AI, I mean, anything's possible with AI.
That's
We won't even need to be here.
that is for
Some
sure.
would say we don't need to be here now. This was our last show, and I don't think it did as well as the idea was. Let's talk about POV carriers. Did POV carriers tune in? Do they care? I don't know. I don't know.
God, these people are stupid.
But I do know this is that.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. We're having 2 different shows. I love that. I love that. You
Well,
know,
they said that they didn't have the scheduled autos on the certificate, and it's right there.
yeah. So, all right. So let's pause on the news for a second. So you're dealing with because that's the problem. If you're in dispatch or you're booking loads, you are it's hand to hand combat.
Yeah, it really is.
And I know that's why actually I will share this. That's why see we're having 2 completely different conversations within the same industry, within verticals that are connected.
Had it broke down. They're getting things
Yeah.
right now.
I mean,
Dealers are focused on the profits and everything, and if you talk about carrier struggles or dispatch struggles, oh gosh,
Dispatch, this is Jana.
this is just
I found this
crazy.
interesting
Yeah.
layoffs. That's quite a attention grabbing
Oh,
headline. This is an attention grabbing headline. Ted Cruz is advocating for national autonomous framework. Now he's not alone, but I know that he's going to have people in his constituency or that are not going to be like cool with it because
Already sounds.
I mean that seems pretty far fetched sci-fi, and yet it's nearer than I think we planned. How about this one? Dealers, AI video avatars can now, yeah, they can now sell cars instead of people.
Oh, I know. They can do everything. It's crazy.
And I think that is a pretty attention grabbing headline too, because
Yeah.
I don't think the dealership wants to hear that. So, get to know your ecosystem. Welcome to the party, pal. I said this about it. So, they just had NADA. Man, there was, oh my gosh. The lobster and caviar, oh my gosh, was just being sprayed everywhere at NADA. It's crazy how much money they spent. And it's so funny that, like, our favorite gang, they were cranking out these boring videos, which I talked about on LinkedIn. Not a lot of likes. But, like, their booths were filled with their people, as usual. I've seen it firsthand.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's like walking into a church and the only people at the church are, priests and missionaries and cardinals and all the church people. And here you are, you're recording miles of video. Barely anything's being watched. And I know. Nobody's watching. Everybody's recording, which means nobody's watching. And that's fine. I mean, it's just It's part of the deal. It's also part of the deal that if you sponsor the event, you can't pretend to be humbled by the awards. I mean, but I know you do. That's how it works. And Jay, gosh, Jay, why do you have to talk like this? But I'm saying, I think that we're marketing budgets decimated at NADA. There are definitely some people that they've overspent, and that's fine. But now you got to use online video to get to 2027. Well, that happens to be my arena. I'm not selling anything. I'm just talking about a reality. And by the way, who's searching Jay this week? I guess they want to recruit me for the Army? Why is the Army searching me? That is crazy. It's for a logistics company and an officer. Sounds like a movie. So we are the neutral zone, and we keep it that way. I want to share this. Look at this. This is the best banner ad I've ever seen from this company. No code, no car.
Susan, not Susan, Mary.
I'd be a great spokesperson for this campaign. Not that that's going to happen, but I mean that's pretty good because you're solving a problem and you're speaking to the audience that you want, which is dealers, and this is timely and relevant and it's good ad. I'm glad they got away from the cartoons. I told them that years ago. They hated it when I said that.
So can I say one little thing?
Oh yeah. No, you can't.
We all realize that ACV's been doing something like this for many years.
You know what? And this actually gets into the whole belief problem. That's the funny thing. All these companies act like they're the first one to market. And even Car Hauler's best friend was the first one to ever make an auto logistics video channel. I mean, it's so weird the way everybody just ignores whatever. But they're all in there for the photo. Hilarious. So, actually, good timing. And we do have a guest coming up here in 10 minutes. So, if you tuned in, man, thank you so much. If you tuned in, wow, we actually have, do we really have people in the live chat? Stefan, didn't it used to be Stefan family? He's here. Cool. What's up? Shout out, Stefan. What's on your mind? Please put something in the live chat. We're dying over here. No, we're not. We're fine. Ants is here. Ants. Wow, that's cool. I can't even remember what that stands. Put it in the live chat. Say hello. Thank you. And Cargo Epod is here. Cargo Epod is who we're going to talk to today.
Okay. So it's another, like, Epod app is what you're saying? Like BOL app?
Yes and no.
This is actually why. So he reached out to me, wanted to let me know about his product. We haven't talked to him before. We're going to have him on because it is interesting that the frontier of new tech, we talked about this before, clearly there's a problem with the old tech because people keep building new tech. So he's going to tell us, he's going to tell us what problem he's solving. Okay. So speaking of, all right, so you have this. Look at this. This, by the way, I'm not even sure who cares about this right now. I mean, I guess somebody cares, but it's not really top of mind. But we can't talk fraud 24/7. I'm not trying to take anything away from you guys, but look at this. This is Central Dispatch Price Check Plus, and this is Super Dispatch Pricing Insights Pro. Now, what is going on here? Do you have an insight into this? What are they doing? Why are they? They're like two race cars, right? Gunning for, what's going on here? Do you find this interesting? Do you think your carriers see this? Or is this for the dealers?
Yeah. Hey, yeah,
Read it.
I keep flipping it. Okay. So I actually, as I think about this, I don't think this is for the carriers. Once again, why would we make information for carriers? I think this is for the dealer. So this is the dealer. This is what the dealer's going to pay, and the broker's going to take half.
Yeah, this is for the.
This is for the dealer.
Yeah, you don't have
right?
to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you can hit that lowball button. That's a joke. You don't need to hit the lowball button. You just, think it. But I guess so I guess that's it. This is targeted, again, this is targeted for the dealer. Why would we have anything for the carrier? We all know about this, so I got some follow-up. Check this out. I got asked the question, I'm reading, somebody sent me this, and I blur it out there, to save their, so they're not getting doxxed. When does Central do the same to all the other TMS, literally every other one that scrapes them for pricing and integrates with them to dispatch?
Only if they become a threat.
What determines whether they're a threat?
Well, if they're big enough. So far, SD's the only ones who've gotten big enough, right?
So it's not that they're scraping. It's if they're big enough.
I think if they're big enough. Okay, so we know that Carship.io is fairly large, right? And we know that ship.cars is very large, but they don't do what SD does either. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
they're not trying to get all the transporters over there. They're not trying. I mean, they use it as a load board for their loads mainly, shall we say. You know what I mean?
Well, it's interesting you say it, and that's where they're all different varieties, aren't they? But
right.
Yeah, so Carship.io, okay, here's what I think about Carship.io, why they don't go after Carship.io. Carship.io's not really growing as fast, nor being as... See, here's the thing is, I think number 2 did act a little bit egregious.
Right.
I mean...
Right. They didn't go out... I agree.
Number 2 didn't even try to be careful.
Right. I agree. Because if you think about how long has Carship.io been out, I don't really know. It's been a while.
It's actually before number 2.
That's what I was wondering.
But again, if you look at their growth and the way they operate,
do it. Yeah. To me, they come off more like they work in conjunction with, not trying to be better than.
And I think that's kind of part of the secret sauce, right?
Yeah.
Because you have companies
so
like
too.
Ship Your Car Now, which I could probably say that because that's not even their name anymore. They're very integrative. Like, they're really friendly.
Right.
Pre-owned auto logistics, super friendly. Jeremy Luisos was up on stage with Lainey Sybil at NADA. Somebody like right now is like, what? Yeah, dude, guys, I pay attention. I know, as crazy as I am, I actually pay attention. But that is interesting. That pre-owned auto logistics has a seat on a stage with Central Dispatch, man. You know what it takes to get those concert tickets?
What?
I don't know.
Oh.
But I know it's whatever I'm doing doesn't work. Okay. Here is a Muzi sent this in. By the way, Daniel, probably 3 to 5 more minutes. And we got some more. Dude, we got some more live chats. That's crazy talk. Yeah, Ants is here. Oh, his fuel card got hacked. Oh, golly. Fraudulent I wonder how that happens. I wonder if he got skimmed. Is it called skimming? When you put your card in and it's a fraudulent reader? So AI. So here's AI Ship My Auto. They're growing. Speaking of growth and threat, when does this become radar worthy? Is it radar worthy? Because this is pretty cool. AI Ship My Auto. Looking for loads, using AI, load matching. And this actually gets into, what if it was free? Dude. Okay, Sue. If this is free and it's this integrated, I think that's when it becomes radar worthy. You're on mute too. You're probably booking loads or yelling at somebody. I saw this on LinkedIn. Now, what's being taught... Here's the big news. You're on mute again. The big news right now, and that's cool, is the Chameleon Carriers, which is interesting. It's weird how big fraud is right now. Like, it's like we didn't have it. And nothing's going to get changed. I mean, come on. It's silly. Here's a post. Most brokers have completely lost touch with reality. New brokers act like every load is life or death, and one day late they start threatening deductions. That sounds true to me. Yeah, that rings true. How do you handle it when they start making impossible demands? Okay, Sue, I want to ask you this. How do you handle it when a broker makes impossible demands on you, your carrier, your timeline, right? Listen, you try to tell them, we're just going to be a couple days late, and they freak out. What do? Do you just
All you
lie,
can do is
lie
apologize
more?
and go.
Oh,
No, I tell them the
apologize. Okay.
truth. You know what I mean? It's just
How do they act? Do
you
they?
have some that, like you're right, that freak out. You have some that have been in the business long enough and get it. And as long as you keep in contact with most of them, they're okay. But then you have some of these, how do I say this?
Is it new brokers or no? Oh, it's foreigners. You're gonna say
No, I would say
no,
sometimes I want to say foreign brokers might be the way to put it.
yeah.
That they're the ones that usually have the freakouts. They're the ones that start screaming and yelling at you, and you're trying, like I said, not everybody is honest and upfront with their dates and times and what's going on.
Right.
So I get it. Okay.
Yeah, right.
And half the time, like when we broker something too, one of my biggest pet peeves is you better answer me. I want to know, and if you don't tell me that the reason why you're delayed is you're broke down, you're probably going to get a negative from me and you're never going to haul from me again, because that's not that hard to make a phone call or a text and just say, this is what's going on. I will work with you as long as you let me know what's going on. And so when we tell people, if we're a day behind, I let the broker know. If we're a day behind for unloading, I let the broker know. So most of the time, if you're very honest with them and tell them what's going on, like a tire, whatever, someone got delayed, most of the time they're okay. Like I said, it's usually the ones that don't speak English most of the time they're the ones that freak out on you, because either they've never been in the business, so that's just the way they handle things. And sometimes, I don't want to say it like this, but sometimes they think talking to women, they can talk to us like that.
Oh no! Wow.
I get that a lot.
Do you
Hate to
really?
say it.
Oh
Yes.
no!
Yes, I get
What
that
do
a
they
lot.
say? Like, listen, baby, or what do they say?
Well, I've had stuff, not baby, but
Listen, girly.
yeah.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah, that happens.
Man.
So,
Wow.
and that happens on my side of it too. Like if I dispatch a car and they're not where they're supposed to be and nobody called me, I'm telling them, and then they try to go off on me like they're going to run my show and tell me what I'm going to do, and they don't really like what I have to say right back.
Well, and these are these mostly brokers?
No, you have both. You have
Dealers, carriers,
brokers,
transporters?
not usually dealerships. I mean,
Not
we have,
dealers.
there's one dealership in Dallas, Texas area, and most people, if they've dealt with them, know who I'm talking about. But anyways, this lady over there in Dallas is rude, nasty, and everything up and above.
Wow.
So if you piss them off, you're never going to haul for them again. And really, the way she talks to people and treats people, you don't want to haul for them anyways.
Wow.
But it's
That's
a
a
big
broker?
dealer. They're a big dealer.
Oh wow.
in
What
Dallas,
does this
yeah.
lady do? Is she work in sales or inventory or
I'm thinking
reception?
I don't know. I don't know. She's
Manager?
dispatcher only, because you can only
Oh,
text her.
She dispatches for the
Yeah,
dealership.
so she probably
Oh,
does more than
wow.
one job, right? Because I doubt she just dispatches for the dealership. So it's
Right.
it happens.
That sounds awful.
Yeah,
It's
you
like she
remember
makes
that
you
lady
grovel?
road dog up there in Ohio that
Yeah.
told me to F off and stuff like that?
Oh no.
And she was just a broker. But yeah,
Oh man.
So, I mean, it's all the way around. I mean, I get it. Sometimes people have bad days, but sometimes people are just people and they don't know how to treat.
See, so
Each other
here,
right.
okay, so here we are. We're talking about the reality of dispatch. Cut to, like I watched
Yes.
some of the like NADA, big show, expensive video stuff, and all they're talking about is like basically they control the time of the carrier, and like it's none of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's a completely different conversation.
Right.
Like, well, we're good at fraud, and we're good at fast, and we're good at, it's like, wow, man, it's a completely different world. It's so weird. All right, it is now time. Let's bring in Daniel. Let's see what is happening. So, Daniel, do me a favor. Go ahead and what you want to do is you want to stop watching the stream on YouTube or mute your audio And if I can find the right button here, that'd be amazing.
Mhm.
All right, here we go. Daniel, welcome to the show. Daniel's going to tell us more about himself, and for anybody tuning in that wants to learn, what we're doing is, Daniel, go ahead and say hello, and I'm going to bring up your website on the screen, okay?
Sure.
All right.
Hello,
cool.
everyone.
Hey. Take it away. Who are you? What's going on?
Hey, everyone. Jay, Sue, nice to meet you guys. Thank you for having me on. My name is Daniel. I'm the founder of Cargo. Call it Cargo Epod. I'm a software engineer by trade, but I grew up, and for the last several years, I have been around auto transport. I've owned a dealership myself, so I know what it's like to be one of the ones sending or shipping. My wife's family, they've been in auto transport for several years. My uncle's an auto hauler as well. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm happy to be here. And being a software engineer by trade, you're typically looking for solutions that relate to you, or problems that you're looking for solutions for that relate to somebody you know or relate to yourself. And so Cargo is here to solve several problems that we've seen in the auto transport industry. And it's been a fun journey so far.
So awesome. Thank you, Daniel. All right, so software engineer, dealer, and you care about auto transport.
That's right.
Wow, what an intersection.
A little bit, yeah.
Wow.
Definitely a unique experience, I think, that we have. So,
all right, so why build Cargo Epod?
it's a great question. Right now, as far as I know, there's no free auto transport TMS, and I'm sure you know the number of how many loads right now are booked, with auto transport that aren't on load boards. What would you say? It's up there. I've seen estimates from 35%. I've seen from 50 to 80% of repeat clients, ongoing dealer contracts, broker preferred stuff. And one thing that I've noticed is that there's no free tool out there that makes it easier for your customers to just work with you on those loads. You're either going on Central, you're importing PDFs, you're doing whatever on your ePod or whatnot, but there's just no solution out there that makes it like, hey, I have XYZ, dealer, and he just wants to, instead of calling me 50 times a day, double checking on things, he just should click a button and send me an order request. I mean, it should be that easy. And I don't know why there isn't a free solution right there for people who want to manage their loads. And that's why that's why Cargo was born.
That's a good point. And that's interesting. You think a third of loads don't hit the load board?
I think it could be upwards of 35%.
That's
Yeah.
a lot.
I mean, that's just doing some preliminary research right now. But, with the carriers that I work with, they were like, hey, I have X dealer in Texas or California, whatever. They're paying whatever for a couple $100s a month, sometimes for central dispatch, just to generate a dispatch sheet and send it to the carrier. I mean, they're not even posting loads on there. They're just trying to get to the carrier that they like. And I'm like, that's crazy to me. Why is there not a tool out there that just makes it easy for you to type in, hey, XYZ or whatever carrier, hey, I want to send you an order. And now the customer gets to track this order, see the electronic bill of lading that we generate, all the inspection photos, and much more. So,
Sue, do you have a question?
No, I don't have a question. I think it's a brilliant idea, though.
Well, it is a brilliant idea. Here's what I want to say is that I do know of a company, a big company that we've already talked about today, basically acquired a software that I believe is a free TMS, but never really marketed it. And I never understood why they failed to do that. Because you're not wrong. So if the load doesn't hit the load board, and you need a TMS, I guess wouldn't number 2 say that they do that too? Wouldn't they say that?
Yeah. You say that one more time?
Wouldn't auto transport, load board, whatever, number 2 say that they do this?
Yeah, they do, but
They do.
they're
Okay.
making it difficult for carriers, to have an affordable solution. Maybe customers can do that, but
That
carriers themselves don't
okay.
have an affordable solution.
Well,
Mhm.
that's I believe that, and this is when you look at okay, when we look at any marketplace of products or services, you
Yeah,
see new entrants filling a gap. That's what you're doing
yeah,
because there's no free solution.
So
yeah, exactly.
I do have a question.
Hmm.
So you're okay. So we're talking about as far as transporters, like the EBOL system. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, I mean, well, it's more the EBOL though.
But
If as far, sorry, go ahead.
the reason why I'm saying that is because originally the second load board
Hmm.
was free.
It was, yeah.
Yes. So, and then that changed down the road. So that was available, and then, that all changed. When is it? About a year ago for them to pay to use the e-wheel system. We always had to
Hmm.
pay
Mm-hmm.
for the dispatch page part of it,
Right.
but
Right.
that was supposed to be free for every transporter.
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying, and I know there is nothing for an actual broker that's free because they want me to come there to them too and pay another fee
Hmm.
to go to
Hmm.
them and list my cars there as well as CE.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do both. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah.
And
Exactly. And
the 55 per carrier has actually been around a long time.
Right. Now it's up. Now
Yeah,
you have to pay to have a dispatcher
now it's
on there as well.
anybody. If you sneeze,
yeah,
you have to pay.
Yeah.
per
So
drivers. Yeah.
it
Hmm.
used to be they gave you a discount if you had
Cut
multiple
that. Cut that.
drivers.
Yeah.
And now that's no longer there. And then now if you're a dispatcher, now you pay an additional $55 to have your
Yeah.
dispatcher on there so that
Yeah.
you don't have to call your driver every time and get a code to switch back and forth between your, accounts, which is
Hmm.
ridiculous too.
Yeah.
So their fees are
Exactly.
going
And
up and up.
yeah, and really, the software should not be complicated and it should not be expensive,
Right.
especially in this day and age.
Right.
So there needs to be a solution where, especially right now, number two and number one are both, it's hard to reach them. You want to get a feature implemented. Good luck. Good luck for them to listen to you on XYZ feature. I've had carriers reach out to me a couple weeks ago and they say, "Hey, this would be great if Cargo Epod had this, when I'm creating an order on the mobile app or something like that." For example, we're implementing an invoicing feature right now that a customer recommended, but it was customized, to some of their likings, and it was implemented within a matter of weeks. So, what I really like about and prideful about Cargo is that we listen to the carriers and we want to have that personal relationship to see like, hey, I'm a software engineer, right? I'm not the one actually hauling. I'm not there in the field right now taking these pictures and actually dealing with customers. And, you know, I want to hear from them say, hey, if this, if Cargo just had X, Y, Z, it would just be perfect, And that's kind of the position we're in right now, which is, Jay, thank you for having me on because if someone's listening to this and they have some ideas for us, we'd love to hear from you, Jay, from you, Sue, if something that you guys would be like, hey, this would just make it perfect. Um, yeah. Aside from it being free and unlimited drivers and unlimited dispatchers and unlimited orders, so yeah.
So I'm going to share your website again because let's say somebody wants to, yeah, if somebody wants to get a hold of you, what's the best way to do that?
Yeah, we have a contact page on there, but they could also email us at contact@cargoepod.com. But yeah, we have a contact page where you can reach out to us. You can give us a call. There's the links to our ePod application. Yeah, I mean, definitely open line for us. Emails definitely a great way. I'm personally checking those emails as the founder of Cargo. I want to be personally involved in these conversations. So, yeah.
That's awesome. I just put that info in the live chat. So you go to cargoepod.com
Yeah.
and you can what happens when you go there? Can you download? What do you do?
Yeah, so I recommend everyone first needs to start off by creating their organization account. Actually, this week we're implementing another DOT verification layer, but you can go ahead and just sign up as a carrier, or if you're a shipper, you can go ahead and sign up, and it's that easy. You're not putting in a credit card, You're not doing anything else. There's no like 7-day trial. We don't even, right now we're not even asking for any payment information ever. You just sign up as a carrier, you add yourself someone as a driver, and then you can go ahead and start creating orders, is what we call loads. You go ahead and start creating orders,
Order
and you can assign it to.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at all the stuff
Yeah.
he's got in there, Sue. He's got the BOL, driver management, vehicle inspections. So you can pick up and deliver a car? Do you have a mobile app?
Exactly. We have a mobile app,
What?
full electronic proof of delivery. I mean, Jay, we're just getting started. I mean, we have geofence notifications. So we want to, on top of just being a free auto transport TMS, we don't want to just copy number 2 or anything like that. Not even close. We want to do what they're not doing to prevent
Right.
fraud, and to make it really accessible. So
Well, it's
Go ahead,
interesting you
sir.
said that. So here's what I want to say is that, so it's kind of died down, and I try to remember like the hype of the day, which isn't easy because there's a lot. But there was recent hype of the day that like kids are getting rich building AI in their bedrooms or something. Okay, so right, it's dumb. But hype of the day. So, but here is a thing is that with AI, even the average person can kind of start to get muddy in the code because you tell AI what you're trying to do. As a software engineer, right, you're positioned to really manage meaty code to build new features.
Yeah.
Is that part of your secret sauce? Is that AI is so malleable if you know what you're doing?
Yeah, Jay, that's very insightful actually, because like you're saying, a kid in their bedroom is they could build a cool front page, but they could very well miss encryption, server-side authentication. They could be missing a lot of different things that really could expose your customers or your users. And so, coming from this industry, from more than 6 years now, I know what it takes to build a software from the ground up. And so, using that, of course, and leveraging AI right now, and knowing what to look out for and the pitfalls of AI, it really helps us to implement features quickly but safely, which is really important. I don't want to ever be responsible for any carriers, operations being down for even a moment. So we take that very seriously. But yeah, that's very insightful. We do leverage AI to be able to help implement features quickly and safely.
One of the it's interesting in the life cycle of even the auto transport mobile app loadboard market is that you reach the point where you're trapped in, you're either trying to avoid lawsuits or make investors happy, or you're crunching old tech, where you do have an advantage right now where you don't have any of that stuff in your way. And it'll be interesting to see how you navigate if you do grow, which I would think that. So what are you? I think I'm going to move into this. Beta testers. Did you say you're looking for people to get up, start using it, and you already have some of that? Yeah.
Yeah, so I wouldn't even necessarily call them beta testers. We're live. We launched in 2025, in the spring of 2025. So right now we've processed, we have over millions of dollars already of loads have been processed through Cargo. So, definitely over, we got like 1,500 loads easily completed with BOLs. And so as far as the beta testers, we can call them that, or we could just we're just looking for carriers to give us feedback. You can call that beta tester. You can just call this, giving it a shot. But yeah, we're very welcoming to that, and we're looking for some feedback. What would really take for them to be like, this makes my life that much easier.
So this is interesting. All right, so here's a moment. If you're a car hauler or dispatcher, and by the way, again, everybody, I think people know, I'm not trying to sell one thing. I'm just interested in evolution, great ideas, and a better way to do business. And so this is now you're not a load board.
So we have a roadmap for a load board.
Yes.
Yeah, but here's the thing: there's not a free access load board out there that really makes sense. I think first the plan, and I think what makes most sense is to make sure the carriers are happy. And if you're ever introducing a load board, that you need to have happy carriers that are vetted and safe. So that's on the roadmap. It's going to be coming in, I think, in the next several months right now. Yeah.
One of the things that I see all the big companies do is they, over time, they focus on the dealer.
Mm-hmm.
And we
Yeah.
haven't talked about dealer satisfaction at all here today.
Yeah.
So there's this big hole that isn't being really fulfilled. And they, even when all these big companies talk about fraud, they're not talking about fraud to help the carrier. They're talking about the dealer. It's all about the dealer.
Yeah.
And it's interesting what a giant hole there is. But I also wonder if that giant hole, it exists because there's just this lack of community. We talked about that on POV Carrier Struggle. Like, where would you go to get the word out about your product?
Yeah. It's I know more than anybody the difficulty of advertising for your business. Yeah, it's a good point that you bring up. Because really, I think we need to rethink the chicken or the egg here. You do want to, if you want the business, you need to focus on where the business is coming from. The dealers, for example.
Right.
But the dealers are only there because the carriers are there. So you got to take care of the carriers, and I think the dealers will follow. That's really, I think our philosophy here is that you want to have good service. You want to provide the good service, and then I think that the clientele, the revenue, the customers, everything will come along with that.
Well,
and would you agree with that?
I would. And one of the things that bothers me is one of the companies that really was initially a champion of the carrier has gone to the dealer again. I mean, it's like, wow, everybody that comes in ends up running to the dealer. So it'll be interesting to see if you can continue to speak carrier more than dealer. And then if you can, how do you keep getting people to sign up? It still is the Wild West. It's weird that we still have a Wild West in 2026, but as we talked about, maybe we'll be so disappointed when the West is gone. And I think that the autonomous push is part of what's going to make the West fully disappear. But at the same time, it's the AI maybe that gives you an advantage so you can build better, faster, and manage it all and keep the cost down.
Yeah. I mean, it's not to say that, AI is replacing the human aspect of our business. I think that for a very, very long time, the human aspect of auto transport is not going away. It's because, even if, eventually things become autonomous, someone's got to pass the keys. Someone's got to be able to say, hey, I'm going to meet XYZ for pickup and stuff like that. So I think that the human element needs to remain. And at Cargo, we definitely have that, but we just... we take the good parts of technology and, I think we utilize it wisely.
I personally, listen, I talk strange and I talk cryptic and people mention it, but I still believe in people. And I still believe that there are going to be people that need to do things. Because,
exactly.
When the robot falls over in the demo, who picks it up? People. So, it's going to be that way for a little while. Quite a while, maybe, probably. But Daniel, man, this was really informative. So final takeaway is what? So you go to contact@cargoepod.com.
That's our email.
That's your email. Go to the website.
Yeah,
no need
go to the
email.
website.
Go to the website, sign up.
Yeah, just click on Start Free, create your carrier organization and your account, add a driver, and start shipping cars. And make sure your driver downloads the Cargo Epod mobile app on Android or iOS. So.
And if you don't feel like you because it should be pretty intuitive, right? It's not this is brand new. People know how to use technology now.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we've had several carriers that have ditched 1 and 2 to use Cargo solely.
Right.
And especially if they have repeat business. So if anyone's having a hard time, please just send us an email and we'll adjust anything as needed, because we care.
Well, I really hope that you get at least one sign up because of this show, and that'd be great.
Thank you.
I think it'll happen. I think it will, and because people watch this, what they do is they watch this show in secret. They don't tell anybody. There's somebody under a desk right now with a coat over their head, and they're just sucking it all in,
making burner accounts. Yeah,
exactly. And they're brokering loads. Okay, so Daniel, Thank you. This was great. Thanks. And
Thank
this
you.
happened because you reached out to me, right? You sent me an email.
Yeah, I watched your show a couple times, and I was just watching your last week's show.
Thank you.
And
Thank
yeah,
you.
and
I
yeah,
appreciate that,
definitely.
my
Thank you
brother.
for having me on. It means a lot.
Great having you. Nice meeting you. Sue, do you have any final questions? I don't know.
No, I don't. I think this would be a great thing for the industry.
Yeah, I think that there's several carriers that should look at this right now because, and that's what you don't really have much to lose. Maybe a little bit of time if you feel like it's
Right.
not working out, but otherwise, give it a shot.
Yeah, I I agree.
All right, cool, man. All right, Daniel, I'm going to
Thanks.
put you in the waiting
Thank you.
room. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It was nice to meet you guys again. Bye.
All right,
Yeah.
take care, Daniel. All right, cool. So, pretty neat. You know, I will say, there was a time where I was like, oh, another tech product. But now I'm kind of like, yeah, keep bringing the new tech.
Yeah.
Especially with AI. Oh, look, Ants, look at this. Ants just said he's going to sign up.
Cool.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
And, you know, right, so if you, to me, right, if you're an owner operator and you got your feet wet, but you know enough, you're very price sensitive because of everything that costs.
Mm-hmm.
Give it a shot. Try it out. Because if your customer, if you can import the load that you already have, import
Right.
the load, use the mobile app to pick up and deliver, and if your customer doesn't, you know, they're like, oh, okay, I don't recognize this BOL, but okay, great. Awesome. The next thing really is it's going to be the load board war, and I really think that's why number one doesn't like number two, because you got to have the loads. It doesn't matter once the load is booked, you've already paid your money. It does after that. That's why we don't see a lot of carrier focus, because who cares?
True.
It doesn't matter. And that's why all the fraud talk is so funny to me, because it's like, okay, number one, it didn't just happen. And number two, you're just talking to the customer. You're just trying to make them, you're not going to lose any more cars. We're on it. We're good. We're going to use cool words. In fact, we spent a lot of money to figure out which cool words to use with you guys. Right? Just hearing the way this works just feels really scammy. And I hate to say that because I like some of the people. I just think I think what's happened is it's very Trumpy, actually. I've got some Trumpy stuff to share. Everybody already knows this stuff. This would be the perfect time to click off if you've had enough. Because we're still doing this stuff. Like, this is the advertising. Which what does this even mean? I mean, how are you better at weathering the winter than the other guy? I mean, you don't even drive the truck. So how are you using the weather to market your I don't get that. Let's see here. This was sent in to me. It's still happening. I mean, you can't play whack-a-mole all day, but it'd be cool to add some more people to the front line, whatever. I'd probably take some of the money from all the videos you make. Oh, golly. Take some of the money away from all the videos you make and put it in customer service. Give that a shot. Just try it. It's okay. There's Cargo Epod. Go to cargoepod.com. Hey, Sue. You got and I know you're also, do you need to go? Do you have a few more minutes or do you need to go?
Sorry, I had myself muted. No, I'm okay right now.
You're okay. All right. How's do you have room for a carrier?
Man, I'm pretty swamped right now.
You are, yeah.
I am actually. I've got a couple drivers that came back after a while. They'd been off the road and they're getting right back started. So right now I'm kind of busy. So
Okay. All
if
right.
that changes, I can let you know. But right now I'm I'm good.
How about advice for new dispatchers? We had another dispatcher reach out to us asking for advice. Go to the dispatcher training series and what?
Well, yes,
This
and
is a
then
hard
I
one.
mean, it is a hard one
Yeah, I know.
because I mean, everybody thinks getting in the dispatch business is very easy, and it's really not. This is a hard road to haul, literally. Um, and with all the new rules and everything that's going on, and if you have a new driver and he can't haul for anybody, and it's just, I mean, honestly, it's hard for anybody that's new that doesn't know how any of this works. I can tell you that right now. I can't even imagine starting this and not knowing any of this stuff and not having somebody over the top of you helping you along the way. It would make it really impossible. I mean, it's kind of tough out there right now. And I don't think it's going to get any easier. I think it's going to get harder.
Yeesh. Yeah, no, I do. I cringe, I guess is the word that's come to mind. Kind of cringe when I hear from a dispatcher. And I don't mean I don't want to hear from you, but I don't know what to say. That's actually why I'm so glad I don't charge for my dispatching course. And I still see people do that, and I'm like, man, good luck with that. Because
Yeah.
once you charge for a product or service, you have to stand behind it, and you're also making some sort of implied warranty, guarantee that it's a good idea. And I don't know if it's a good idea. Is dispatching a good? Plus, look how many people still hate the profession itself.
Well, I mean, I think you're always going to have that, honestly. Let's
Yeah,
think
I
about
think you are too.
Um,
Here we are.
I think the problem is, like I keep saying, is you have people from other countries who think that this is super easy to do, right? And they get into this and think they're going to make a gazillion dollars because for whatever video they watched or whatever, you know what I mean, how we deal with this. But,
Well, and they're just trying to make a living. That's also part. I think that's the
Right.
new. Like, people are just like, man, I got to eat something.
well, right, and you have some of these dispatchers that are charging only like 3 or 4%. And first off, that's too little for all that we do, unless you're just finding the load. Now, I know there's a lot of dispatchers, they just find the load, give it to them, and let them figure it out themselves. They don't do anything else with it. They don't do accounting. They don't do anything else. But you know, and I know, you can get 10,000 loads, and probably 80% of them are usually not any good unless you verify them and see what everybody's at and everything else like that. I don't think, I mean, I don't charge 4%. I would probably never charge 4%. Even if I didn't do half the stuff I did, I probably wouldn't do, just because sometimes I'm up at midnight getting texts from people. Where's your driver at? Or can you take this load? Or my driver's texting me going, I can't find this paperwork on and I'm like, it's right there and stuff like that. So it is not always a 24/7 job, but a lot of times it is, you know, you did that. You get it.
Yeah. Oh, I did. Gosh, this seems like a long time ago. Well, and yet I recall it. The nightmare still lives on. You know, is that there's a couple problems. One is that the intellectual demand on a dispatcher is way higher than you'd think. Like,
Yeah.
you got to be able to negotiate. You got to be able to read the room. You got to be able to put out fires. It is a
be
lot
able to talk
harder than you
English.
think. Yeah. Well, so there's there's that too. Well, then there's the ability to communicate is much more demanding than, like, if you worked at, you know, some other kind of lower retail cash out, check out, whatever. And I'm not trying to bag on anything, but dispatching is just way harder than you think. Plus, then you got to have good technology. So you got to have good technology. You got to be intellectually ready to go. You got to be
Right.
available all the time, and you have to be able to
Right.
really communicate well. It's a
Right.
hell of a lot harder, and you're getting paid, you know.
Right.
You could probably make the same money working at the bowling alley.
Yeah. The only way it works, honestly, in this industry, you have to have more than one driver. And that keeps you on your toes.
Oh my God! And people say that is illegal.
Well,
In fact, the FMCSA, who doesn't
Is-
understand dispatching for car
Right.
haulers, says
Right.
it is illegal. Yeah, it's crazy.
Right.
And then they
Right.
get on you for that, even though
Right.
they've been to Epstein Island all week, but you're the problem. Okay,
Right.
there we
Right.
go. I knew I'd find my on-ramp. Okay. Let's show me the truck. What else we got here in the news? Okay, this is really, you know what's really weird? Does don't these people look like Americans to you?
One, maybe two.
Okay. That's a good answer. It's a good answer. But, I mean, okay, so here's a story. Officer pleads guilty regarding illegal detainment of a truck driver. You know, for some people, they're like, yeah, kick ass. Well, you know what? The guy wasn't kick ass. A former federal task force deputy pleaded guilty to charges related to illegal detainment of a truck driver. So Daniel entered a guilty plea. And he'll get off because, you know, he's a cop and they're good. You break into the Capitol. It's all cool, man. You're fine. Charges are related to, I love this, Buzzard's Roost Tavern. You want to go to Buzzard's Roost Tavern? That's my favorite part of the article, is the name of the bar. Moving on. It's fine. He'll get pardoned. It's all good. So FMCSA final rule to take nearly 200,000 non-domiciled drivers off the road. This is some crazy S. Okay, we were talking about non-domiciled drivers last show. That means, I guess, truckers, even if they've passed every certification test, but they're not American or whatever. We don't even know. What does that even mean anymore?
Well, true. Yeah.
Apparently, we've gone from American to just like super white. I mean, come on. Let's be honest. That's what's happened. So if you're not super white, then, you know, you get removed and, you know, and now, oh my gosh, the Chameleon Carrier and the fraud and the AI. Meanwhile, we just need a good meme. I said fucking stop. That is so funny. The stop sign. Okay. Welcome to Auto Transport. We're finishing up. Okay. Have you heard about Molt Book?
About what?
Molt Book?
Mm-mm.
Molt Book.
Molt Book. No.
I know, right? Jay, we can't see it. Molt Book. If you haven't heard of this, it's a social network for AI. Go to Molt Book, I guess, and click either, if you're a human, click human. If you're AI, well, you're not AI, but it's a social network for AI, and you can watch AI talk about how stupid humans are. This is real. It's kind of like, you know what I want to do? I want to get Molt Book on to learning about auto transport and see what they say. That way it's not just me. It's, you know, the AI. Yeah, it's pretty weird. These are social media posts posted by AI, not humans. This is AI. Social media. It's pretty hard to wrap your head around, really. It's like Baby Terminator. If Baby Terminator had Facebook, where is this headed? That's a shot from War Games. You get a hold of me if you want to. Just some more, just final news. Oh no, EV. Yeah, EV's not doing great. It'll be back because, you know, Molt Book. Meanwhile, so this is weird. See, this is how you can't make sense of automotive. Okay, Ford's talking about just getting crushed by EV, and GM is forecasting, you know, like, I mean, you gotta aim higher than Carvana. You gotta lower drugs by 1,000%, which isn't possible. Anyways, they're talking about their mobile app stuff, and then Melania's movie is just fucking amazing. I've seen it like 10 times. And then you have, oh god, because nobody cares. Oh my god, did you see this? Yeah. If you're not shocked, you're part of the super white. Howard Cosell got fired in the 70s for saying, look at that monkey run. But this is fine. Not a big deal. Super white it is. Look, somebody, I gotta get this off the screen. I don't know who made this. This is a lawsuit waiting to happen. Get out of there. Oh, get out of there too. Yeah, Bad Bunny. Whew. And jobs and whatever. Great, I made it. I just lost most of the viewers. Nobody's actually. Okay. We just got like super canceled.
Can we take those 3 instead for you?
Looking loads.
And that way I can get them picked up today, drop tomorrow.
Let's listen in.
Sorry.
No. Did you get the load?
I got a different load.
After all that?
Yeah, I've been working on it about 5 different loads while we've been on the show, but I got a different load paying better.
Then the trucks, the mixing
Then that
round?
other one?
Yeah.
Even though we just got done all the paperwork, I never sent it into him yet because I was working on something that was better while we were doing the
I have done that. I have done that where you get everything together and then you're like, shred it.
Yeah. Because
That's
they wanted
awesome.
like 10 different things, one after the other. And then this guy sends me a 2, and then he lists a 3-pack. And I'm like, okay, I'll take all of those
See,
instead.
I don't know if brokers know this. Maybe they do. Maybe they don't care. But every time they ask you for something else, like additional insurance, we are looking for loads.
Right.
Yeah, dude.
Right. Because 1, it costs money to do additional insured. 2, not on top of that, doesn't mean you're going to get the load. You can go through the whole process and then they give that load to somebody else. That always happens.
Right. And there could be 5 other companies all doing it for $50 less, and they're
Right.
all trying to gather. So you got all these companies working
Yes.
overtime to gather paperwork
Yes.
and get through highway and all this
Yep.
crap.
Yep.
Yeah, dude.
And then
So
still,
funny.
okay, so you think you're set up for later on down the road, and they're like, no, I still need all this same paperwork all over
Well,
again.
that is another thing. Yes. Bro, like after you deliver a load and everyone's patting you on the back, you go to book another one next week and they're like, "Who are you?
Yeah. Exactly.
What happened to the party?"
You know what I have to do? I have to say, okay, we just did order ID this. And they're like, oh, yeah, that was last week. Oh, yeah, we got all your stuff. I'm like, come on now.
Well, we changed the rules last week after you.
Yeah, now we need your firstborn child's name and your dog's name.
And so meanwhile, and that was the original purpose of this show, is to let the dealers in to the sausage making. But these big companies are so good at telling the dealers everything is fine.
Yep.
The dealer's like, okay, cool, everything's fine.
Yep.
I think that's actually why the fraud conversation is back, because the dealers are now talking and they're like, wait a minute. Everything's not fine, guys.
Right.
And so now they got to crank up the marketing machine and get more slogans.
Yep.
Hey, get him the other slogan. And I know they watch this show because I share that. Look, I shared who's searching me. I know they're watching. Somebody's watching right now, hidden under their desk with a jacket over their head, looking out the window of the lobby and seeing the CEO walk by looking for people that might be watching the show. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're not.
I know. It's crazy. That's the industry. This industry, and it's not just the industry. Again, on the Super White and the Bad Bunny, Pam Bondi was getting crushed yesterday in the Senate, and some people are like, yeah, Pam Bondi. We are in a weird universe. And you can't talk about this stuff. People are dying to talk about it, though, but, you can't. So, okay, we made it. 55 minutes. Did you have fun?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
me
been
too.
fun trying to get these different loads
Yeah.
and play the game. That's what I call it. Playing the game.
Playing the
people.
game. All right, and so Cargo Epod. And this isn't a Cargo Epod show. This show is about, do carriers have to pay to find loads? But it ties into Cargo Epod, and that was the whole point there. I do work pretty hard to put a theme together. It doesn't always work. And I don't think I even said golf, lobster, awards, and nap time once this show. I'm kind of proud of myself.
I think you said lobster.
Oh, I did say lobster. Dang it.
Yeah, lobster.
Oh, man. I've been posting that again on LinkedIn. I think the dealers hate me for that. Well, they already hated me before, so it really doesn't matter. And I've gone full tilt nuts on LinkedIn. But I only post once a day. I try to keep it to once a day. But it's crazy stuff. Nobody gives me. I rarely get likes. So I think I get a lot of views, but rarely get likes. Story of my life. Okay. Any final thoughts?
No.
I want to say this. I want to thank everybody that tuned into the live chat. Listen, thank you guys. If you tune in, and Ant said, me too. Let's do it. Me too. If you tuned in and you got something out of the show, please type me too. Right? We've got our own Me Too movement. We're taking Me Too back. If I just got canceled for that, you can't say that. I'm sure you can't say that. That's totally messed up. It'll be interesting to see what happens with what could happen next. You got number one, you got number two, and then you got these other guys. What could possibly happen next?
Anything at this point.
Anything,
Things
right?
Work, but
It could be anything or nothing.
true.
How's the load board volume? Is it good? Is it bad?
Let me go look. Hold
Are
on.
rates okay?
I mean,
If you want to
rates
share
are
your screen,
bad.
you can.
They're not fantastic, but they're not bad. Let me go look on here and see.
Oh,
what
that's
the
pretty
load-
good for February.
Yeah, really, you're right. Because sometimes it's
February could blow.
so. There's right now. I'm gonna just put it for a certain amount of days though. But hang on. Let me see.
All right, cool. Are you going to share it?
Yeah, I
If
can.
you want to. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, let's say we haven't looked in a while. Oh, great. Another lawyer just got called into the conference room. Yes, we're going to need Mr. Wilkinson. They're going to look at loads again. Yeah, Wilkinson to conference room. Super
Okay,
buddy.
did
Okay.
Did that come up?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay. So this is 44,169, and I did it for 7 days. Which ain't bad.
44,000.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's pretty good. But let's do
That is
something.
good.
Wait. I want to do something. Hold on.
Is that all
Let's
to all?
make it
44,000?
for at least 50 cents a mile. How about that?
Oh, no. Uh-oh. You're going to have like two.
All right. 37,000.
Ooh, that's,
Mm.
wow.
Shock.
That is shocking.
Shocking. All right, let's go up higher. Let's go 60 cents. How about
Right.
that?
Well, in some drivers, you got to look at, like, you start at 70 cents, which is
All right,
tough.
well, let's start 70.
That's how you
then.
find
Come
your
on.
anchor. Right? Yeah, let's go to
Let's do
70
70
cents.
and then let's do $1, okay? All right. All right, so 70 is 28,000.
That's pretty good.
Granted, you have to realize this is all over the whole United
Well,
States.
and
So it
you're
doesn't
going to
give you the
have
full load
those
here.
shorties and
Right.
mobile homes and submarines.
Right? Let's do 99 cents and let's see what we got now. So we got 17,000 out of
It's
that.
impressive. Still, half of it you're not going to want to take.
No.
No.
In fact, I bet the ones that pop up here, by the way, I don't know if everybody else having this problem. Oh, yeah, like this is in Canada at the very
Yeah,
top.
So get rid of that. Yeah. Let's see here. What do we got here? Chevy Silverado. Wow. Fisher Shipping. Man, oh man.
They always pay well, though.
Wow, that is amazing. They're like a decade. We should have a party for Fisher
Yeah,
Shipping.
I mean, honestly, Fisher
a
Shipping
decade
is one of the
great
highest paying
loads.
companies out there.
Unbelievable. Really, it is unbelievable.
Let's see. And we got some in-ops that are probably at repo yards for them.
Right. So, yeah, those pay good, but man, you'll be there
They're
a long
hard.
You're going to be there a
Yep.
while. Yeah.
Then we have enclosed. That's an
Okay,
in-op.
enclosed. Right.
And then we go into holy crap, but that's about right for them. Okay, so United Road is never usually in the dollar a mile range at all.
But it's
So they
two
must be
vehicles.
desperate.
Right?
Yeah, yeah, and they're not going only 237 miles, but that's high for them. You know that.
No, that is. Yeah, that's.
And
yeah.
then
We won't give us our props. Wow, there's Montway, but who knows where that picks up and where that goes to.
right, because you know how that
Sorry,
works.
I'm so sorry. Oh, that was not cool.
And then let's see. Yeah, well, yeah.
Actually, it was really cool,
Sometimes.
and I was speculating, and it was opinion. Okay.
Oh, and then yeah, we got a lot of $100 cars. We got a lot of
Ooh,
$120
Carvana's up there.
cars.
Wow.
There's a trailer. There's a big, huge van. At
Trailer.
3,500
Oh, yeah.
like, going to New York, which you probably should pay
CD.
more than
Whoa. CD app inspection requested. So you have to use
Yes.
the CD app. I've never
well,
seen
most
this.
of them are clicking that button now, but then I was just say I'm going to use SD, and they're like, okay.
I was
Um,
gonna say, man, I don't think they really. Come on, you guys don't really care. You don't.
this
really,
cannot
come
be
on,
right.
You can't.
Look at these right
Who
here.
cares? They paid for it. Who cares?
This, there's no way this is right. Okay.
What
there's
is
no way
that?
that. Oh, it's 7 units. Okay, there you go. 7 units. They put it on as one.
So let's look at this for a second.
I know why they're doing it. You want to know why?
Why?
Because you got to pay for each one. If you don't,
Oh.
that's why.
So you can't blame the broker on this. They
No,
don't want to pay.
They don't want to pay.
Yeah. So what are you talking about here?
So okay,
Yeah.
you pay for your levels, right? So if you have so many loads, say you only have, I don't know, 300 loads.
And you're a
So
broker.
for each
So
one of-
for the carriers out there, you're a broker.
Right.
You're
right.
paying your
So each one of those loads are 7 units.
Right.
So 7 times 3 would be 21 out of their 300. Or they list it one and it's one time.
Right.
So that's why they're
And
doing
when
it.
did what? That's recent, right? In the past year or two?
That they changed it on me?
Yeah.
What did I start bitching about it about 6 months ago?
Because they charge for every unit, not just I'm not.
Well,
saying
you have to look
right.
at it as every unit because if it gets canceled, you lose that unit. If it gets archived, you lose that unit. They can tell me whatever they want that they give that back to you, but they do not. I've never seen it go back in my little kitty. So
I wonder-
automatically I have to do another load.
So speaking of, since they care about the dealer, I wonder if any dealers have ever said, "Hey, I don't really
Like doing it that way.
right?"
Yeah.
Because maybe dealers don't complain because they're not. I don't know.
Yeah. I would think, I mean, because, okay, so if you had a dealership that was listing a lot of loads and they're paying $500-600 a month just to list it on CD, I would hesitate too, because a lot of times they're going to list multiple cars in one setting. Used to be like if we listed 9 cars, that was one thing, right? Now it's for every single unit. So yeah.
Maybe
I get it.
maybe they give them other thing, like maybe they give them concert tickets. This is what businesses do. When the
Right.
client's not happy, give them a gift. Send something to the wife. I don't know, right?
Right.
Get them some cigars and ski tickets and tickets to Kid Rock. Okay, I said Kid Rock finally. We really got to get out of here. I'm having too much fun. Carvana has been gold for me the last. Wow. Transpo Warrior says Carvana has been gold for me.
Wow.
Now, do you have any feedback on Carvana loads?
I mean, my thing with Carvana loads is they're not usually long runs. So, yeah, they're going to pay over $1 a mile, but they're not going very far. And my biggest complaint, bitch, whatever you want to call it, is I will take loads for them and they end up being an in-op or they're not available or stuff like that. So, I don't do a lot of Carvana loads.
Carvana has a lot of in-ops?
Well, they say they're not.
That's weird. Why are there Carvana in-ops?
I think because they're buying cars from an individual that they're taking to their stores. The individual's lying about the car. This is what's happened to me. Straight up, the lady sat inside of her house saying, well, it runs and drives. I don't know why your driver can't put it in gear and move it. And would not come out of her house, sat there and watched the driver outside struggling, and then says, well, my husband sold it to Carvana. I don't really know what's going on with it. So you knew she knew it didn't run and drive from the very beginning. And I don't know why Carvana would have bought it as such unless they're not inspecting the cars. It's just bizarre to me.
So awesome. All right, well, here's some more insight. And I know, again, this is why I really think some of the industry hates that I get to know the ecosystem, because in the dealer space at NADA and dealer shows and all this, it's all about inventory acquisition. And now that the tariffs are shit and people's struggling just to have inventory, auto acquisition, it's always been a big game, but it's a really big game now. And if dealers will now take a shittier car than they used to because they need inventory. Right. And so the customer can lie their ass off about the actual condition, and really they're just looking at the dollar amount. And nobody gives a crap how hard it is to move your hunk of shit to the auction of the dealer. Nobody cares. Why are you late? I don't care. Hunk of shit. Stop talking. Right?
Right.
And so, yeah, that's interesting. And here, Transpo Warrior, he's got another LOL. I only pick up from dealers through Carvana, not individuals. Right.
Right.
And this again brings us back to why. It reminds me why. On last show, we talked about the POV carrier struggle.
Yeah.
Well, that is the worst, but it's hard to talk about in that it's just so random. It is better to work for dealers. And that's actually how all the bigs feel. Work for the dealer, because when you work for the people, you're dealing with Super White and Bad Bunny and Pam Bondi and, fucking craziness. Oh, man. Okay. I guess it's time to go. We're going to be back next week. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
I know.
That.
We're doing 2 shows this month. It's crazy.
Okay. Wow,
I know. Something in the water. So, Paul will be back next week. We're going to do I don't remember. Oh gosh, it's like I can almost think of it, but it will matter. It'll be a good show.
Okay.
All right, it's the Shadow Convention. It's ATI. What do we say, office?
Goodbye, Sue.
Goodbye, Sue. Thanks, everybody. Thank you so much, live chat, and thank you for tuning in live or on demand, and we'll see you on the next one. And go try out Cargo Epod. All right. Thanks.
All right.
See you. Bye.
See ya.
All right, bye.